All right, we're ready.
Awesome. So I am going to start off with introducing myself because there's several people on here that I've never seen their faces on a Zoom. Granted, I'll get to my story. I haven't really been around much. But my name's Holly Torrez. I am an Emerald. I'm Emily's upline, although I go to Emily for a ton of stuff. So we kind of jumped on this bandwagon together and did the thing, and she has her incredible testimony. I've got my testimony, and I know I was supposed to do this a couple weeks ago, but some stuff came on, so I'm glad to be included tonight, and hopefully some of my words can inspire you guys, at the same time inspire me, because I have so much doubt in myself that I told Emily I want to speak about self-doubt and self-belief and borrowing other people's belief. Look, guys, I'm getting like goosebumps because I'm talking about it. Yeah. But so there's my little story. If you guys want to know more, I'm totally open to sharing that. But I wanted to start off tonight with just a quote. I don't know where I heard it. I'm sure it was at a Plexus convention or meeting or something, but it's the enemy of success isn't fear, it's your comfort zone. And for me, that's super powerful because I stay planted in comfort zone and in my comfort zone, and it has only hindered me from my success. I have a hard time stepping out of my comfort zone unless I have somebody there to hold my hand and take me running with them. Now, when I say I don't like spotlight, I do not like spotlight. I do love getting people their spotlight and letting them shine and knowing that I was a part of that. But I don't want the attention on me. I just like helping people get there, and then knowing that, like I said, they are where they are or they're better off because of me. That's my spotlight. That's what I want. I don't want everyone saying, "Oh, it's because of Holly's." No, I just like doing it for other people. I Some people know, some people don't, but I was going to therapy. I was seeing a therapist, and she was always like, "Oh, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't do this, you can't do that." But she would ask me, "Holly, what fills your cup? What can you do for you that can help you be the best version of you for your husband, your kids, your business, whatever?" And for months, I couldn't come up with anything, like anything at all, except for loving on others. And I just came to her and I was like, I feel the best when I can help other people. It has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with other people. And so for a while, she was just like, "Yeah, but there's got to be something that you like. There's something. And I'm like, "Yeah, I like doing stuff for my husband. I like doing things for other people. Like, I don't like taking 2 hours of my time to go get my hair done. The whole time I'm just like, God, this feels great, but I could be doing this with my son, or I could be doing this." Like, that's just how my brain operates. That's how my heart operates. It's how my soul operates. My son's yelling my name. 1 second. Mattis, I'm up here, buddy. Can you ask Dad? Thank you. So if you don't know, my husband and my kids are like my life. But so that's what fills my cup. And so when that gets taken away from me, or I don't feel like I'm successful helping other people, it kills me. So a lot of the times when we first got on this, Emily and I were a team. Like, we went full throttle, had no clue what we were doing. We were Googling, we were texting, we were doing it honestly like clueless, completely clueless. And it worked because we were just like, "Okay, this is cool. I got $20 for that person. Let's get 5 more people, and we just ran. And I feel like I was successful, not because I signed Emily underneath me, or not because I had like this huge team. It's because I had Emily's belief and Emily had my belief that we could do this together. that we knew that if we failed, it would either be my idea or her idea to come up to see how we could better ourselves, or what we could, like our ideas, we bounced off of each other, or hey, this was successful, how can we make it better, or man, that was a epic bomb, how do we not ever do that again? So I feel like when you find your community, it's powerful, and it definitely helps you grow as a person, as a wife, as a friend, as a daughter, whatever it is. So when you find your people, make sure you're obviously authentically you, but make sure you share that with people, because for a long time I tried to be Emily. I was like, I'm going to be a red personality, I'm going to do this, and I got defeated. I was not a good Emily Roberts, but I am a great Holly Torrez. Like, there will never be anybody as good as Holly. There will never be as good of Emily as Emily, or Leah, or Vanessa, anybody else. God made one of us for a reason. We can all grow together. We can all be our best versions. But for me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree with this, when you have the support of somebody that can truly understand you, you're unstoppable. And so I think that's why it's so great that we have the community that we do with so many different personalities, because people vibe off of that. Oh, that person like gets offended with this, I'm going to go have them talk to this person because I don't know how to work their brain. Or, oh, they're a strong personality. Cool. I got the perfect person for you to, get guided with and stuff. So I know, and I'm sure lots of you guys can, where you struggle, and you have to be able to recognize that and humble yourself and be like, okay, I am not great at this, but so-and-so is. So I'm going to look and see what they're doing and put my twist on things. Or, hey, I'm really good at this. I see this person struggling with this. I'm going to go help them. That's me. That's me. Some people take my personality as like controlling, but it is not by any means. It's a complete yellow. Like, if there was like a triple yellow heart, that would be me. I want to understand you. I ask way too many questions that people are probably like, why do you even need to know that? But it helps me understand people. It helps me understand their thought process and how I can get them to see from a different, it's not always black and white. There's lots of gray. There's lots of ways to be successful. It's not just your way or my way, because it's just not. The world is full of great people. And once we accept that, I feel like we can be super successful. So on to the next. Being comfortable and growing. Again, when you are content, you don't grow. Say like you have a plant, you keep it in one shaded little area in a little pot. It'll grow the maximum that it can in that pot. But in order for it to flourish, you have to move it to the next size. But you can't jump. You can't jump from like a little pot to like this huge swimming pool and expect it to be successful. It's going to fall over. It's going to need help. It's going to need stands. It's going to need the support of your community, of your people, of whoever. If it's 1, if it's 10, depending on your personality. Me, I like my circle small. I like 5 or 6 people. Like, I love everybody, but as far as like trust and who I can be vulnerable with, I take those people genuine, and loyalty is huge. So like I said, you have a pot, a flower, a tree, whatever, in a little pot, and then you have to go in stages. So that's like your starting point. Cool. Then you move on to silver, or, whatever your next rank is. There are things that you have to do there to add the fertilizer, to add the strength, these are my steps. What can I do to go to the next step? If that's what you want to do. If you don't, you are content with a medium-sized rose, so be it. Then you're going to be the best medium-sized rose that there is. But if you want to grow into a flower bush or a rose bush, you got to make more room. You've got to expand your knowledge. You've got to understand the comp plan. You've got to know who you can lean on, who to back away from, what things interest you, what things interest your people. Yeah. So, look, stressing me out so bad. Timing. I think timing is key. Actually, I don't think timing is key, but I think it's important. I think everybody needs what we have, but I don't think there's a wrong time to join. I don't think there's a right time to join, but I think your timing with what you put in it is very important. So if you sign up, you get somebody and they're like pumped on it, or you think that they're going to have this overnight success, it's great. We all have had that, like, the person where we were like, oh, so and so just joined, I'm so excited, blah, blah. Their timing isn't your timing. It's how it is. They're going to work on their own level, no matter how much you hold their hand. You cannot force anybody into the next step of their own success. You can help them game plan, you can help them set goals, but at the end of the day, you can only hold hands. And when I say hold hands, I'm not saying like running together, because I know at the beginning of the Zoom, I mentioned like Emily and I held hands and like we took off. That's different than holding something, like dragging them to the water, like dragging them to do this. Because if they're not doing it willingly, or they're not doing it with an open heart, they're frozen. They're not going to go anywhere, and they're going to have resentment. Be the person that you are looking for. So if you want somebody that's outgoing, be outgoing. You attract what you put out. If you want somebody that is constantly like asking a ton of questions, or in your face, or whatever, I don't know how that could be, like in like positive words, but then that's what you need to shine to your team. That's what you need to shine to your audience. Nobody's going to want to be around like a Debbie Downer or whatever. If you obviously, people want real, but they don't want sadness. They don't want attitude. They don't want nothing. Like, if you're having a rough day, have a rough day. But if you're having 10 rough days in a row, close your camera for a hot minute and take a deep breath, step away and step back in. I've had to do it lots of times to where I was just like, I can't do this. I can't share right now. I've had to take like a mental break from social media. Has it hindered my business? Absolutely. But at the same time, I still have people, hey, Holly, I need this. I had somebody today shoot me a message. I need to get back on my auto subscription of ProBio, because she left to Mexico, and she was like, do you have any ProBio? I need some. I'm like, yeah, like you used to take them, but you switched to a different company, but I'm not going to say what company. But now she's back taking our products because she went to Mexico with our stuff again. She's like, God, I forgot how good the stuff was. So my person came back today, and she's ordering her stuff again because it's so great. So totally off topic, but know that when people leave, honestly, it's usually a temporary leave because they have self-belief and they don't believe that they can grow anymore. But once they step away from the product, the comp plan, the people, they typically always come back. Not like, we've been through enough. We've been here 8 years, 9 years, something like that. And we've seen our team skyrocket, drop, mediocre, skyrocket, like, and a lot of the time it's people that are coming back because they know what we have is so strong. You have to risk to gain. So you have to put yourself out there. I know some things are like super personal. You don't have to share the whole story. Just be like, guys, I'm struggling as a mom. This is what I'm doing. You don't need to be like, I'm sitting in my bed depressed every day, not being able to get out, like, lighten it up a little bit, but be you, because that draws people to you. And again, I'm saying all of this because it's what I need to hear. So y'all are just part of my sob story tonight. And I'm basically just sharing what I was up all night, literally up all night. Like, I would fall asleep and I'd wake up like, oh, I got to make sure I tell them this, or, oh, I got to make sure I mention this. Cause I even text Emily, I was like, I'm sweating. Like, I don't think I can do this. It's been so long, but being on here, like, it's lit something in me. Like, I loved it so much. I don't know why I distanced myself from it. It's because life has happened. But I missed it. And so that's why I was like, I'm doing it. I'm coming back. I'm here. So thanks. Open up your heart, open up your mind to different ideas. You're not always right. Plain and simple. You're not always right. As much as we women like to think we are, we're not always right. We need help. That's a big one. And I know we all struggle with that because we want to be conquerors. We want to be able to take it all on. But if you take on too much, you're only giving like slivers of yourself to everything instead of having all of you into it. So make sure you're dividing your time equally into what you like, prioritize yourself and be coachable. You guys, Emily's incredible. She's very strong-headed. She's very passionate. At the end of the day, she wants each and every person on this to be right there with her, if not above her. Like she knows what she's talking about, and I think that's why we did so well, is because she was the fire and I was the, I don't want to say ice because I wasn't like down, but I like cooled her temper and she spiced me up. So we're like sugar and spice. And everything nice. But it just works. So find your person. It doesn't have to be your opposite. It just have you and find the person that fills the things that you lack. And for more or less words. Yeah, we offer different strengths. And so when you know what you're, weak at, I should say, and to what you want to develop, what you want to grow, do that. Yvonne was incredible at reaching out to people. She is a bugaboo to the max. If you guys didn't know that, Yvonne stole my dog, so I joined Plexus. Just kidding. She didn't steal my dog. She got out of the house and ran to Yvonne's house, and we kind of met, and then she kept asking me. I joined so she would leave me alone with no intent of taking the products, and then I was in the hospital and I took them, and my life has been changed. That's another time. Make sure you're on the same page with your team. Don't go in the month thinking, oh, I'm going to hit diamond when you're barely ranking senior gold. Make sure you have realistic goals. Make sure you that you're going in and your team knows. But make sure you don't make it about you, because I know a lot of the times when we are like, oh, I told my team that I want to do this, but it's not about you. A team is your team. It's not you. It's everybody. So everybody has to do their part in order for everybody to be successful. And I feel like sometimes we can just be like, oh, I'm this many points from my next rank. Okay, but you have to rephrase it. You have to figure out a way that your team can vibe with you and get on that same level and be like, what can I do to hit my next thing so I help so and so, so make sure your verbiage is good with that. And then I've been talking a long time. I'm sorry. Let's see. I think I could I guess I could end it there. I have Emily wanting to share her, not wanting, I asked her, I said, I need another person on here because I don't think I can talk for more than 5 minutes. And here it is 19 minutes later. But yeah, Emily's going to share her product testimony. I would love to get back on this and share my product testimony, more of my business testimony, but I'm going to pass it over to Emily and let her finish us off for the evening.
I'm very proud of you for doing this, because I know it's so hard. And if y'all haven't realized, Holly and I are very opposite in so many ways, but that's why I picked Holly to join Plexus, because a lot of you didn't know, my mom tried Plexus way before I met Holly. She ordered from Melissa Eichenhorst for a long time, and I didn't join Melissa. I joined Holly, and it was because I saw a product transformation in someone that I had only met in passing. Holly checked into urgent care a lot. I've shared her story many times with some of you, and I was like, man, is she all right? Our husbands were deployed, and I knew it was just her and her one kiddo at the time. And when she stopped checking into urgent care and she started working out on the beach, and she was like Barbie mom, and I was like, what? Is this the same person, or is her account hacked? Like, who is this? Like, I was like genuinely like shocked. And that was the first time I had ever seen someone in real life using one of those kind of companies' products who had done a full 180. And I was very intrigued, because other people to me that were doing it, like other companies and other things like that, I was just, I knew them in real life, and I went to like high school with them and stuff. And so I was like, yeah, but I just saw you at the water park and you don't look like the way you're saying you look. And like, it was just really hard for me to trust people. And as y'all know, I came from a different company. And so I was like, I don't know about this, but Holly was just like straight up, and was like literally in the hospital 1 week, and a few months later, she just looked so healthy and vibrant. And she was like back in mom life. And I noticed that. And so when I when I ordered from Holly, I threatened her. I literally ordered on July 4th of 2014. I was a new mom. My baby was about 6 months old. My husband was coming home from deployment in the next 30 to 60 days. So in my brain, and maybe you feel this way, in my brain, my intentions were I had enough money for 90 days of being on Plexus. Like I was just, hopefully it did something in over the next 3 months, because that's what I had saved up and that's all I had. And that was it. I was going to use the products for 3 months and be done. And here's why. Let me tell you why. Because all the things I had tried from GNC, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Target, you name it, I probably could had like a little commitment level of 2 weeks to 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like I never fully committed anything. So I knew myself, and I was postpartum this time with a baby. Like, you want me to take a vitamin? Like, I'm trying to figure out how to keep my nipples from falling off nursing this baby. Like I didn't know what I was doing. My husband was deployed. I had a lot going on in my brain, not to mention I was a full-time student and we were living credit card to credit card. Like it was beyond paycheck to paycheck. We had no monies as a military, very young couple. So here's what happened. I placed that order. It's 11 o'clock at night. Fireworks were popping. It woke my baby up. I was pissed off. And I found myself back on Holly's website. And I placed an order, and because of the time zone difference back in California, she messaged me and she goes, there must be a mistake. It said, I got an order confirmation from you. And I was like, yep. And she was like, I'll get you your money back. Like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm good. But if you tell anybody, I will deny it till the day that I die. Because here's what's going to happen, Holly. I'm going to take these. And if they suck, I'm going to tell everybody. But if they're awesome, I'll tell everybody. And that was like the ultimatum that I gave her. I was very, very snarky. All of you, I did say, don't you dare tell Scott. I did. But like, we have to remember that, like when we have customers now that we're kind of like intimidated by, like maybe you're even a little afraid of these people because you know them in real life, or you're like, they have a big personality. I'm sure Holly was like, I don't know what to do with this girl. Like, I don't know what to do with her. I said, just let me figure this out. My products arrived. I ordered what is known as the triplex combo, or the new name for it is the gut balance combo. So it was ProBio 5, BioCleanse, and the pink drink. And here's what I discovered in the first 7 days. As a full-time student who relied on a 32-ounce Whataburger Diet Coke, I started them on a Sunday. 7 days later, on the following Sunday, I went to Whataburger. I got my Diet Coke on the way to church. And I just remember thinking it tasted so weird. I was like, this is poisoned. This is flat. So I went into Whataburger and I was like, y'all need to change over your carbonation thing. Like, this tastes like garbage. And the girl's like, okay, let me go check the back. She goes, ma'am, they just replaced it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm like, this tastes terrible. It tastes like bubbles, like whatever. So I go to church, I throw away my Diet Coke, and I get home that afternoon and I'm like, I didn't drink a Diet Coke this morning. Like, I made it through all the church and I didn't drink a Diet Coke. Okay. And I started just like really thinking about that. And then I Skyped with Scott because he was deployed. And I'm like, babe, I didn't have a Diet Coke today. And he was like, what? And just for the record, like, we used to argue about my water intake because I was trying to nurse a baby, but I never drink water. And like, for those of you that nurse babies, what do you have to do? You have to drink your water. And I just didn't do that. And so I just remember getting on Facebook and I made a post and it was like, I haven't had a diet soda in 7 days. I guess this pink drink is working. And I will never forget how tired me, Holly, and Yvonne were by the end of that night, because that post blew up. It had like 86 comments and they were not good ones. I had gone to the dark side, according to my audience. I'd gone to the dark side and people were pissed that I was talking about this pink drink and Plexus and all these things. And it was so funny. I mean,
Real quick, how long was it? I don't mean to cut you off, but wasn't it like the week prior you were talking like so much crap about multi-level marketing and how nothing worked?
I literally had a post up, like, I have to go find it. That was like, quit DMing me about your MLM products. I don't want that garbage. Just exercise and eat clean. Meanwhile, I'm going to Whataburger every day to get a Diet Coke, right? So I was just like, I didn't know what I didn't know, but I had been hearing the term gut health through my doctor. I had crazy, crazy yeast infections that made me feel dirty and gross. And I was constantly just offered a steroid or offered a steroid cream. And then 2 weeks later, that it would come right back. And I was like, this is like, what is going on? And it wasn't till my OBGYN was like, do by chance you eat like yogurt? Do you take probiotics? Like, how do you feel about sauerkraut? And I was like, hard pass. Probiotics are for old people. I will not be consuming sauerkraut, and yogurt is nasty. And she was like, well, just think about it. Like, she told me like cultural or something. And I was like, no, like that just sounded like Metamucil or like something gross to me. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. And so when I ordered this product from Holly, my yeast infections did not go away overnight. Here's the thing about with gut health for those that might be new to this. You have to be patient and pay attention to your body. No one ever told me to do that until after I had babies. Maybe you guys are the same way. Like I had a baby and the doctor's like, listen to your body and count movements like while you're pregnant, right? It's like the first time you have a baby growing inside you. So you're like really paying attention to yourself. So postpartum, it's kind of the same thing. Like, how do you feel? Like, is your body going back to normal? Your uterus starts shrinking, all those things. And so she was like, you just need to listen to your body. Well, when I started to try Plex, I noticed a couple of things. One, I was regular for the first time in a long time. I had eating disorders in high school. And so I maybe pooped a few times a week. And I know it's super gross, but that was my reality. And so I was regular again. I did not crave sugar at all. And that was freaking me out. Because your girl had like a Snicker in her drawer side table. We had some late night Oreos happening. Like sugar was just my vice. And then of course the Diet Coke thing. And so about 45 days in, I had to go back to my OBGYN because I didn't refill 2 prescriptions. One, I didn't refill the yeast infection medicine. And 2, I did not refill my Zoloft. And Walgreens pharmacist called my doctor and said, Emily has not refilled her Zoloft. You need to talk to her about that. I had severe postpartum depression. And a lot of you guys don't know that part about my story. I don't talk about it a lot, but my doctor was like, I need to see you. Like, bring your baby. I need to check y'all out. And so I go in there and I had all my Plexus. I had my pink drink. I had my ProBio 5 and my BioCleanse. I also ordered, at the time, we had a product called Accelerator, which you guys now know as MetaBurn, and our multivitamin. And I was like, here, this is what I've been doing. I know you're going to ask me and I know you're probably freaking out, but this is what I've been doing. And she looked at everything and she was like, I'm actually really proud of you. Like, look at you on all these vitamins and supplements. Like, good job. Good job, mom. At this time I had stopped nursing Sterling. It just wasn't for me. She weighed me and I had lost 21 pounds, and I wasn't trying to lose weight. I knew my body. I've always been a thick chick. And so I just knew like postpartum, it was going to take me a little bit longer. And my mom was like, some people just don't bounce back. Like, she was very honest, kept me humble. I was like, yes, ma'am, got it. But I've lost 21 pounds. And she was like, what have you been doing? I said, well, I go walking with my stroller, but I've just been taking these products. And so after that, I just started posting about it. Like, I had to talk about this. Like, I knew other moms like me who had babies that were feeling the same type of way. And I deflect with humor. You guys know this. And so I just started saying things in a funny way. That was the first time we started saying nobody wants a beer gut with their beer. We started talking about, I was sick and tired of my fat rolls sitting on my fat rolls. And I was like, listen, if that offends you, we can't be friends, because I didn't want to be fat. I didn't want to be unhealthy. I come from a lineage of people that did not take care of themselves. I grew up on Hamburger Helper and Little Debbie. I didn't want that for my kids. I didn't want that for my future. And that is why I ordered Plexus. I was thinking about that little baby boy that was crying because the fireworks were popping. And I'm like, I got to live longer for him. I got to take care of myself. Like, maybe I shouldn't be drinking Diet Coke with every meal. Maybe I should start focusing on that water intake. It just made me kind of grow up a little bit and like get over myself, because we do make excuses and we do have really bad habits we have to unlearn. And Plexus was the first thing in my, at the time, 24 years that I had stuck with. And I think I was just as surprised as Holly when that 3rd month rolled around and she had a senior gold ambassador on her hands. And she's like, did you know that you were raking up? Like, did you know we had a comp plan? I remember texting them that I had 2,000 sales from selling product. I didn't know you could build a business. I didn't know. I didn't ask. I didn't care. I literally told Holly, don't you dare add me to a Facebook group. I'll hurt you. She did anyways. I'm glad. I'm thankful for that. And, it's turned into a business, and I had zero intentions of that. And so, yeah, it's pretty crazy. What are y'all talking about in the chat? Oh my gosh. Yes. We used to lip sync Lady Gaga songs about Plexus. When Plexus Edge came out, the Lady Gaga song, I'm on the Edge. also came out. So just use your imagination. We had a lot of fun. This was before Instagram and Reels and TikTok even existed. Facebook Live didn't even exist yet, you guys. Like that was one of the first times we had ever used it. But good times, good times. I'm very, very thankful that Yvonne was pushy with Holly and that Holly said yes finally to ordering. And I'm glad she actually got sick and was forced to take those products. You know, it kind of sounds weird, but I'm very thankful because I didn't trust myself. And I guess I didn't trust where I was coming from and the people that I knew that, I mean, I watched Melissa Eichenhorst earn her Plexus Lexus, but I joined a mom from California that I met in passing one time at a military meeting. Like, you know, we didn't have a relationship then, but I was like, I wish Holly would share some of those old posts. Like it was just remarkable. And you guys know the people that you've joined and the changes you've seen in them where you're just like, dang girl, like look at you. Or, oh my gosh, like you, like Lindsay Joseph, you know, she lived on her couch and now she's up playing with her kids and working out in the gym. And you have Jessica who talks about alcoholism and how she's completely sober and how she has this huge community. Vanessa McNally and I, we met over a game of beer pong and now she is a Ruby ambassador on my team. Like it's just so cool how you can, when you finally do get over yourself and you're like, I have to talk about this more. And not just leading with the products, but this business, as Holly talked about, just believing in yourself and have a willingness to just try. Show up every day and just try as yourself. You don't have to do it the way I do it. You don't have to do it how Angela does it. You don't have to do it how Megan does it. You don't have to do it how Holly does it. Just show up because the people in your circle that you grew up with or went to school with or church with or whatever, like those are the people paying attention to see if you're going to quit and if you're actually going to stick with it. And so I mean, that's been my story. I've had 2 more babies since then, kept off 57 pounds, lost that in 18 months using Triplex and Metaburn when Metaburn launched in 2018. Used my Plexus paychecks to go get a mommy makeover because I had lost so much weight and I had a lot of skin hanging over my crotch that I was sick of. So there's that. I have no filter, as y'all know. And yeah, I mean, if you're sitting there thinking, I'll never have a story like that, you have to make all the necessary changes, right? I had to sacrifice the Diet Coke. I had to. It was not serving my body. It wasn't helping me nurse my baby. You know, you have to make those little sacrifices, or as I like to say, like you have to unlearn. Like I grew up on WIC and food stamps, and that's Hamburger Helper and lots of processed carbohydrates, right? And so I had to learn how to cook and meal prep. And Holly, did we do CrossFit together? Was that you or is that somebody else? I don't
No,
remember.
it was Jennifer.
Oh yeah. See, I did CrossFit. Do I look like I do CrossFit? No. But we tried new things and I've stuck with what I like now. So I just hope that encourages you that you are in this place for such a time as this. Like you are here for a reason and your story is going to impact so many people. And if you've been telling your people for years and years and years, you're like, Emily, nobody's listening, go talk to different people, ask for referrals, you know, have the balls to ask someone, be like, listen, I trust you and I love you. And you don't seem to see the big picture here, but this is what I love about you. And this is the network that I see that you have. And who do you think would want to be a part of this? And just ask for it. Don't just post on social media that you're not drinking Diet Coke anymore and hope that somebody will see it. I mean, we had 86 people that laughed in our faces for 24 hours. Like me and Holly, our thumbs are broken. So many people made fun of us. And here we are. Almost a decade. Isn't that bizarre? That is so crazy.
And to add to that, you're here for a reason. It may be a temporary reason. It may be to help somebody else with their story, with their testimony, but you are here for a reason. This moment on this team, on this call, in this part of your business for a reason. It could be for growth. It could be for you. It could be for me. It could be for anybody else. And the reason I say that is because real quick, I know this is probably longer than you guys were wanting to be on, but just real quick, when I joined, like I said, I didn't want to join. 1, 2, I didn't know we could get paid. I had paper checks coming to me because I thought they were going to take my money. 3rd, we started a business I had no idea that I would need 1 year later. So fast forward, I hit Emerald on April 25th. And on April 26th, I sent my $10,000 check to an attorney because my husband and I had to fight for custody of my now 17-year-old stepson that we had no idea we were going to be fighting a battle for the year that I joined. No idea. We weren't even, it wasn't even on the horizon. We lived an hour away from each other, nothing. But let me tell you, if I wouldn't have had hit Emerald that month on that day, we would have lost custody. We would have not been able to fight for him because Chris was out of the military. He was in transitioning to start his new career. We were living on unemployment and my little Plexus checks, not little, they were great, but we didn't know he was going to get out at that point and make the amount of money that we had. We were surviving on it. But my biggest blessing, and the reason why I will never walk away from Plexus is because of the day that I hit Emerald. Would I love to be Sapphire and Diamond? Absolutely. But my strength and my belief comes from the reason why I hit Emerald. And that was because we could fight for my son. Like, would I have liked to go to wherever on vacation and spend $10,000 that way? Absolutely. But I fought for my husband. I fought for my son. And that just reassures me that I was with the right people at the right time. I had no idea what I was doing, but we did it. So I hope that encourages somebody. I don't know what anybody's going through. I just felt like I needed to share that for some reason. We don't know what our future battles look like, and this could be a solution to your future battles.
In 2020, Scott lost his government job on Monday and went Emerald that Friday.
Yep.
And this team, you guys rallied like nothing I've ever seen. All the memories have been popping up, like the Facebook memory things. They've been popping up, and me and Scott, like, we were like, oh, maybe it was the wine. I don't know. I had some wine at the beach this weekend, but I was so emotional just like thinking about just like the power of network marketing and then the power of this community and how, like, if Riley's like, you guys, this is what I want to do. I believe in myself enough. This is what I want to do. These are the people that are going to do it with me. And you just create your own momentum. And it's that belief that Holly was talking about today with my business coach. We talked about this. Like, it starts as hope. Like, well, I hope this happens, and then it turns into belief because you're a product of the product, or because you make that first paycheck or something big happens, right? And then what happens? It turns into passion because you ain't going nowhere, because this is legit. Did you know the network marketing industry pays out billions every single week? Billions. This is a $1 billion industry. And did you know there are 4 types of compensation plans, and Plexus has one that has limitless earning. There is no cap on what you can earn in Plexus. That should not if anything, like, that fires me up, that like, I know I could go apply at Chick-fil-A tomorrow, and I know that I'm going to make $17.25 an hour. And like, that's it. Like, maybe I'd become a manager, maybe, and make like $20 an hour. But like, when I think about that and like those $2 raises that take years to get to, and some of you in corporate America, like, or teachers, you guys get it, right? But then, or like we have so many nurses, right? Healthcare workers, y'all get it. So like, think about how if you just put an inch of the passion that you have, like Holly wants to help and like, she's so good at that. She's so good at just loving people where they're at and showing that what they're great at. If you just poured all of that into this, what would happen to your business? Then you would be leading with that passion, not, oh, I hope this happens. Like, yeah, we all hope that would happen, right? So I want to challenge you guys and encourage you guys to think about the last person you enrolled or the last rank up that you hit, and think about the season of life that you were in. Think about what Holly has shared about your comfort zone, and like, okay, you got out of your comfort zone, you finally signed someone. And then did something happen in your season of life right after that? Because it usually does. Either the enemy tries to make a move and distract you, or a custody battle shows up. A car accident happens, right? Summer vacation, new school uniforms, sporting uniforms, right? Your husband leaves you, your wife leaves you. Like, something crazy happens, right? And only God could know. only God could know that was going to happen. So he's provided this vehicle to help navigate you through that, because I don't know about you guys, but with 3 kids right now, I can't be working 4 jobs, but I can sit here and work intentionally for 1 hour and reach out to people on Instagram and Facebook and tell you about gut health, right? So just something to think about. I know we went over today, but Holly and I are very passionate about this, and this, like, the 3 amigos are on tonight. You got Yvonne, Holly, and myself. Like, this is where it all started. It started on a military base. We didn't even know how to do burpees back then. I'm like, now we know how to do a burpee. Okay. We used to yell at our husbands because they would turn off our Wi-Fi. So we would have to ask to go on double dates to use the restaurant's Wi-Fi to work our Plexus businesses. So like we've kind of been there, done that, seen all the things. And we just share that with you. Like, our business is perfect? No. Are our relationships between, like, they're not perfect, but we love one another and we're willing to try something new and pivot when we know what's not working. And we know that Plexus is it. So I hope that encourages you as we wrap up month end. Free shipping, $1 enrollments. I mean, people are saving over $100, almost $200 if you compare it to retail. So use that tonight. Follow up with some people. Go tell your level ones that have said yes to you, your VIPs that have already said yes. Go tell them what you see in them. They need to hear it. Their husbands ain't telling them. Their coworkers ain't telling them. They probably got yelled at by a boss today. Go tell them, this is what I see in you. This is what I love about you. And I wish you would just do this with me, because we could take over this area. You know, that's the only thing that Yvonne and Holly did to me. That was it. Emily, you're just really fiery today. Like, let's use that. And I would do Facebook Lives, and Holly would lead Zoom calls, and Yvonne would bring the fun, because that's what she does. She's the best at that. But we hope that this encourages you guys. It was super fun. Everyone tell Holly thank you for sharing from the heart, because she was a nervous Nelly before she got on, and she did such a great job. And we will see you guys next Tuesday, and it'll be June, and hopefully we get to love on you at convention. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you for jumping on. Good night.